Greetings, fellow detectives. Wizard Kitten here, bringing you a new build in my series Building Nancy Drew in The Sims 4. Today I am back building another apartment for a for a Nancy Drew character whose home that we don't see in the Nancy Drew game, but whose home I like to imagine, given their personality. And today we are doing Elisabet Grimmursdottir from Sea of Darkness. Probably just said that name totally wrong, and I apologize to anyone who speaks Icelandic. But anyway, Elisabet is a character who I really enjoy, and honestly, I love her aesthetic more than anything. And when I wanted to put together an apartment for a character, I was really just in a very aesthetic mood. And I have this big, giant set of apartments in the area of San Myshuno in the uptown area, where the apartment is just so big that it doesn't really make sense to have it as just one apartment. And so I've broken it up into 3 smaller ones, and I kind of want to design each one with the aesthetic of a different Nancy Drew character. So this is the one that I decided to do first. This is a nice little 1-bedroom, 1-bath. It's the smallest of the 3 apartments. And again, we're doing Elisabet. So when I was thinking of designing a apartment based on Elisabet's aesthetic, I went very closely off of her sweater and the colors that are in her sweater, because I love her sweater so much. Honestly, the sweater game in Sea of Darkness is top tier, because Gunnar has an amazing sweater, Soren has an amazing sweater, Elisabet has an amazing sweater, and Dagny has an awesome coat, and I imagine she's also wearing a fantastic sweater beneath that coat because everyone else has an amazing sweater. I am a big sweater fan. Winter is one of my favorite times of the year because I can wear all of my fantastic sweaters. So, long story short, I appreciate a good sweater, and this entire apartment is basically designed off of Elisabet's sweater. That's just how much I love them. But her sweater is very knitted and cozy. It's got a diamond pattern on it, and the notes are very much blue and gray. All of her accessories are gray as well, so her beanie, her little knit hat, and her mittens are also with that gray pattern. So we have blue as the predominant color throughout this apartment, and then different notes of gray, which was really fun to put together, especially using a lot of the dream home decorator type furniture. I also wanted to go for kind of a minimalist vibe and still have it feel kind of cozy and traditional. They used a term when they were putting together the Tiny Living stuff pack, and I can never remember how to say it. It's spelled Hygee, Hygie, something like that. But it's the idea of coziness, basically, the idea of a cozy aesthetic that came with Tiny Living, and that's very much what I wanted this apartment to feel like. I wanted it to have just enough clutter that it felt lived in, but not enough clutter that it felt messy. So that was really what I was going for when I was decorating the space, any clutter that I added looked like it was added very purposefully, just to make the space feel more lived in. That was the idea, at least. It was honestly kind of fun getting back into The Sims and building. I haven't built in a while. For the last couple of Wizard Kitten videos, I did some Nancy Drew analysis videos, so I hope you guys are enjoying those. And then in my free time, instead of playing as much Sims, I've actually been playing a lot, and I mean a lot, of House Flipper. I have become obsessed. I have become a little bit addicted to House Flipper. It's on Steam. It's amazing. Basically, my computer before couldn't quite run it because of the visual demand, and honestly, it's not even that high of a visual demand, so I really don't know what my computer's issue was. But now that I have my new computer, it can run House Flipper like mwah, chef's kiss. It is just so good. And I got all of the DLC. I already had the garden DLC, but I just got the HGTV DLC and the luxury homes DLC, and it's just so fun. I don't know how to explain it, especially to people who don't play video games. Like, if they ask me what I did over my weekend, I would tell them, oh, I mowed lawns and cleaned windows and picked up trash in a video game and had the absolute time of my life. Things that I hate to do in real life, like, oh my gosh, please no. But for some reason, in House Flipper, in video games, it is just so satisfying to take this grimy, nasty, rundown house, turn it into something completely brand new with relatively little physical effort, because you don't have to lift everything, you don't have to move everything, you're not breaking a sweat, and you can do it so much faster. It is just so satisfying. I honestly think it's really good for my anxiety because it gives me such a sense of like control and accomplishment, kind of the same way that the Nancy Drew games do, but without the mental requirement that like a Nancy Drew game requires, where you have to like think to solve some of the puzzles. In House Flipper, you don't really have to think, you kind of just have to do. You just kind of get your tasks, you figure out what you need to do. There's a little bit of thinking in that you want to decorate things so that they look good, but there's really not that many options. So there's not a whole lot of decision making. I don't get a whole ton of decision fatigue. So yeah, that's what I've been up to with my life. That's my latest hobby, is playing a lot of House Flipper. And I would love to hear what all of your hobbies are lately. What are you into lately? What's going on in your life? I'd be very curious to know. I've honestly been very busy. January through March is my busiest season of the year. It's my coaching season, where in addition to my job as an educator, as a speech therapist, I also coach a competitive speech team. So I'm really in need, I think, of those moments of just separating from reality with my House Flipper games and that sort of stuff. So that's where I'm at. Very busy, very tired most of the time, feeling kind of sleep deprived, and enjoying my video game alone time to kind of recharge and recuperate. I actually get to go get a massage tomorrow. I decided to be brave and take a day off of work because it was honestly the only time I could get in for my appointment. So that's what we're doing, and it's going to be amazing. I'm so excited. For those of you who have never gotten a massage, highly recommend. It is the best form of self-care that I can possibly give myself, because as someone with anxiety and someone with a lot of stress, I carry all of it in my back and my shoulders and my neck, and just having some of that worked out makes me feel so much better. I know some people don't like to be touched, or they're really ticklish. Honestly, I would still give it a try. You never know. It's just, I can't recommend it enough. It feels amazing. Oh, also I use these paintings from the gallery, so they are still able to be in the game. They aren't custom content or anything, but that's kind of a fun decorating hack if you're looking for more artwork. Go to the gallery and search for paintings. There's tons on there. But we are pretty much finishing up the apartment here, just adding in a couple of details to Elisabet's bedroom here. And then I'm going to try something new where we walk through the build instead of looking at the static screenshots together. So we're going to jump in just a moment here as I finish adding some of these final touches, just trying to fill up the space again without making it look too cluttered, still making it look very organized, but also not empty, because we don't want it to feel cold. We want it to feel decorated, but also lived in, also cozy. And there's an inherent amount of disorder required in order for coziness to really happen. But yeah, I think we are pretty much finishing up with the build here, so then we can go ahead and jump on in once we add these last couple of decorations. All right, and as recommended by one of you lovely fellow detectives in the comments section, I am going to try doing a little bit of a walkthrough of the finished apartment instead of doing screenshots, just so you can kind of get a more in-depth view, I suppose, of all the different angles of the apartment. But this is the 1010 Alto Apartments, so these are the two giant apartments in the Uptown district in San Myshuno. And I've decided to break them up into 3 smaller apartments, and so over here is the one we have completed in the video. So let's go ahead and zoom on in. Okay, so here is the entrance to our Elisabet-inspired apartment. You come in here, and then there is this nice cozy little entryway. I made sure to fill it up with lots of wintry-inspired items, lots of mountain-inspired items in honor of Elisabet. So we have lots of snowy escape items, season items, and just generally kind of a warm blue and gray kind of scheme with lots of cozy clothes. And then when you walk into the apartment, you come in here to this big kind of grand room with the kitchen and living room. A little kind of alcove right here with some art and decorations. And then over here we have this big, beautiful painting from the gallery, and then a blue and gray inspired kitchen, very warm, also with the lights from Cats and Dogs, one of which appears to be missing. There were 3. Whoops. But we've got nice blue and gray scheme going on here. Elisabet, we know, is a cook. She can cook, so I wanted her to have a nice, complete kitchen, and it feels just very, like, modern while still also having a lot of kind of cozy elements to it. Over here is the living room area, so we have this big sectional couch with this cute little kind of plant corner, some cozy pillows and blankets, and then of course if you're sitting on this couch you get this amazing view of San Myshuno out these windows here, and then you can turn around and admire the beautiful bookcase, the nice little coffee table, the fireplace burning over here with the TV, and just all sorts of coziness. And then we can wander on in here into the bathroom and bedroom. So in here is the small little bathroom, not anything super impressive, just kind of your standard bathroom using a lot of the spa day items, and a cozy little counter over here, very nice and warm. And then if we go out here, we have the final bedroom with some more art from the gallery. Again, we're going for kind of like the blues and grays, and I went with lots of winter-inspired art to suit Elisabet and her Icelandic game. But anyway, that's the apartment. Thank you all so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed this video. Please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more Nancy Drew and Sims 4 content. Thank you so much for watching, fellow detectives. I will see you soon.